And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the style of randomizer we're going to be playing here tonight, it is called Same Type Shuffle, or STS for short. What that means is that all of the key items are going to be shuffled with the other key items. All of the weapons and chests and so on are going to be shuffled amongst themselves as well in the same chests, and so on down the line, all the way up to craft items, quest rewards, and so on. So if a quest reward is an accessory, it will be randomized with another or the same accessory, and all enemy shards are going to stay in the same pool of enemies that would drop by color. So if a purple shard dropping enemy will drop a shard, it will always be a purple shard, and so on for each from there. Some of the rare exceptions you may see, there are some safeties to prevent soft locks. It's not guaranteed, of course, but there is a special chest with the Zangetsu Tuo in it to prevent it from spawning in the tiny huge island area of the game, or the Den of Behemoths is the proper name, and that is in the DCC Citadel area. And then there's also a safety location for a movement shard. I believe it is always invert. Sometimes it might be high jump, not sure, but it's in the second shortcut location. So those are some soft lock prevention measures that are in place, built into the game. We are playing on the version that is included with the release of the game. That way anyone with any console can play with each other. Apologies in advance if this ends up soft locking. I have seen it happen, but it is pretty rare with this flag set. It's much more common with maximum randomizer and so on. So, all right. Let me get a link to myself. Hold on a second here. I should just copy it from Discord. That's what I should do. Here we go. Oh, she's asking. Oh, dumb. Hold on a second. YouTube, my channel, my channel. I thought it's just my name, right? Oh, it's not. Maybe I don't have enough subscribers to be having a real link. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right, here we go. We're starting any second now. We will be a little bit behind, of course, because we are restreaming both streams, but we're going to kick it off. And just keep in mind that Matheus is also racing as well in the background. All right, and you're going to see some backdash tech here. If you're familiar with Symphony of Night, we have the same thing. Waystone early, that's always nice, especially if the shop doesn't have any. That's going to give our racers a chance to retreat back to the village area from wherever they may be. Also can prevent a soft lock as well. Sometimes you have to go underground early, and the only way to get out is to teleport out. Racers checking that first green chest there because that is normally an accessory. And we are looking for the best accessory in the game, which is called Jeebel's Glasses. That gives you... your spells don't cost MP, at least practically. You still have to have the maximum MP in your pool to be able to cast. But, from there... it doesn't drain your bar to cast, so you can end up having infinite mana, and spells are typically the most damage efficient dealing tool you're going to have at your disposal. So we're starting off with the Red Umbrella. This is a pretty good weapon. First purple is Flame Cannon, not very good, but it'll have to do for now. That is a guaranteed drop, of course, to get you started. Ooh, an 8-bit coin, that's nice. Fran's going to skip the first stat up. Good movement here. And there's just only about a 2 or 3 second difference in between these restreams. I could try to get it perfect, but that would just probably end up not working out. Okay, so Stone Cold, nothing in terms of key items. I didn't actually catch what was in the first chest, but I think it was nothing. So Galleon Map is pretty much useless. I'll try to catch a menu here if somebody goes over their key stuff. All right. Oh, nice slide jump from Yeehaw there. It took me a long time to figure out how to do that correctly. And you can actually store your jump and jump after you've slid off a ledge. On any ledge that you can't drop down through, of course, because if you hit down in I guess it's down and jump to slide, you will actually drop through the ledge if you're on a drop throughable ledge. So you can't do it off every ledge, but you can do it off that one, and that saves a big run up and around and over, which is only having a blue chest, or it's also quicker than just falling into that pit and then jumping up. All right, so nose glass is there. No accessory of note found yet, and no early game big purple. So now racers are going to be opening up a lot of these green chests. Ooh, going for the slide jump. This is okay. Fran tried it once and then she's out. Forget. Yeah, I don't even try that. That's very hard to do. It is possible, though. Fran going to pick up some money. Ooh, paying off with the 2,000 gold. Very nice. This can buy some early recover items. This can maybe buy an early accessory. Like if there's like a Strider belt, Moon belt in the shop, maybe you can buy that right away. Steel Lightning in the pickup. I think I would switch to that. Fran going to go with the red umbrella here. I would probably switch to the Steel Lightning. Great Sword's a little bit harder to use in combat. But you do get the extra lightning damage off of each hit. And you really can't, if you're not really great at the DVS, or the DS GBA Vania combat, which pretty much only 3 or 4 of us are that race. I think Great Swords are a better proposition than they normally would be. Okay, guaranteed red drop there. It's one of the worst ones in the game. If that would have been summon insect, that would have been useful. We're looking for some of the key things we're looking for, obviously, while we just clean up this first stage here. I'll go through those for anybody watching this for the first time. We're looking for a few things. We're looking for ways to kill the final bosses in terms of damage. That can be done a few ways. Good purple shards, infinite mana, as we already covered, and then also poison. Poison works on pretty much every boss except for, I think, 2 in the entire game. Okay, knife and kung fu shoes. Decent pickup if we can find Reflector Ray. That's going to open more stuff than it normally would. Looking at what we have options on 8-bit coin. Fran's going to take the boots, huh? I would have taken the shield weapon. But fair enough. I mean, it comes down to what you're comfortable with using. I think he's going to take the shield weapon. Check the other one. Okay, yeah, make sure that... So no level 3 shield weapon. That's a level 2 shield weapon, I think. That's available. Oh, no, I think that's level 3. Yeah. Shield weapon is very key. If our racers are not able to find anything good for Dom in terms of magic, you're going to have to melee her down. And one of the easiest ways to pull that off is the shield weapon, since it basically makes you invincible while the active frames of the shield attack are going through. There's a very, very small... Oh, that's a great purple drop for Fran. It's going to save her some time. Going to go ahead and farm off the... Okay, yeah, farming off the morts here to open up the rest of the quests, even though the accessory didn't look like it was worth. Although, if the accessory wasn't worth, I don't know why she would come back for this. So I'm assuming that the accessory was decent. Ooh, Halite in the shop and Alcahest. That's interesting. Turning that quest. Oh, it was the speed belt. Okay, so the speed belt's not the greatest movement item in the world. It makes you walk forward a little bit faster, but walking forward a little bit faster is still slower than backdash canceling. So we're not really going to see that, but it did open up the other quests. Okay, and I didn't get a great look at the shops because I was trying to explain some other stuff, but I'm assuming that Fran picking up that warp there means that waystones were not in the shop, which means now that waystone we found very early on is going to be very key. Yeah, so we will get a little speed in these sections here where we can't backdash through because we're not going in the straight flat surface. It looks like he's going to do the same. Oh, another rose ring. Unlucky. 2 rose rings right away. And nothing in terms of mana to really spend our MP on. But yeah, anyway, the other 2 things you're going to need to beat the game after a way to actually beat the final bosses or to get to the final bosses. So in order to get to the final bosses, you're going to need the Zangetsu Toki item. That is the sword that you normally get after beating Zangetsu 2 in the Oriental Sorcery Lab area. That's going to be shuffled in amongst all the other key item locations. Or in the safety spot. The other thing you're going to need is the Dimension Shift Purple Shard. Unfortunately, you cannot get to True Evil, which is Dom and Bale, without the shard. It's a solid wall in your way. There's no way to do it other than Dimension Shift. So we're going to be hunting all the enemies that drop purple shards. And this is probably the most friendly way to learn the randomizer. just because there's no crazy having to know where everything's best spot is to farm it. You're not going to be farming without a whole lot of movement. All the white shards are shuffled with all the other white shards, so eventually you will find some movement to help you move around the map a bit better. Whereas sometimes you can have no movement and max chaos for up to like an hour to 2 hours. So randomizing everything way harder than this. What's going on with Yee here? He's kind of paused. I'm not sure what's up here. Is there something? I don't see anything in the race chats. Might be that they're on the wrong seeds. I'm not sure. Might have to restart here. Somebody might have typed the wrong number in. I'm not sure how he'd be aware. Normally that'd be something that I would spot as the commentator, caster, and then point that out. So I'll have to pay close attention to make sure that we're seeing the same drops. I think we have. I mean, they had the same shop, so I can't imagine that there's anything wrong with the seed unless maybe there's been a DM somewhere. Let me take a look here. No, I don't see anything in Discord either, so I'm not 100% sure what that pause was about. I'll have to ask Yee about that after the race. Okay, so Fran now. Pretty sizable lead, about a minute or so, I'd guess. She's going to go ahead and check this weapon chest. This is a lot of times this gets skipped, but there are 3 different enemies in here that all drop purple shards. And the Hell's Knell's good weapon, but not the best. Ooh, Reflector Ray. That's a great drop here. So with the Kung Fu Boots, she could just go straight across this gap. In the middle, nope, she's going to go the regular route. Yeah, there is a way to get across. If you perfect Reflector Ray, jump storage up in the air with the Kung Fu Boots on, you can Hadouken input your way across the gap in the middle there. Skipping the stat ups. Confident that she'll have enough levels, I guess, at the end. Ooh, Fal Taib. That is one of the best offensive shards in the game. Going to go ahead and equip that now. Yep, favoriting up the Reflector Ray so that is at the top of the selection. Jumping over this gap, and we're soon going to fight. And you can see right there why Taib is as good as it is. It's one of the very few shards in the game that does damage per tick. And the way that the MP usage works for shards that can be held down and use like a constant beam or a constant projectile is they only charge you the MP for the time that you're actually holding down the button to use the shard. So you can actually very, very quickly click your button that uses your purple, your directional shard, and you can save a lot of MP. You'll see this with Void Ray, you'll see this with this shard, and a few others. Taib is also one of the better shards in the game in terms of just raw DPS, and that it doesn't require any manual input. You can just hold it, and it just does damage ticks really, really fast. The only downside is that you have to be close to the enemy and open yourself up to getting smashed. Not so much on Zangetsu here, but Dominique for sure. Good thing is, though, that Dominique is weak to dark, so if Yee goes ahead and gets a drop off of BGK, Blood Grinder Knight, he's going to be happy and following the same path here. Okay, Fran's going to skip that. I don't like skipping the brown chest, especially when it could be a high potion or high ether. You know, you're not guaranteed to find Jeebel's glasses. So, one notable thing about Fran here, I'm not sure how the routes are going to diverge. I always go ahead and do what he's doing here, which is I go ahead and kill the first set of toads. Toad does drop a purple, but it's such a slow farm. He's going to go ahead and keep doing it, it looks like. Not going to skip Toad. I like skipping Toad because it's the lowest, tied for the lowest drop percentage of purples in the game. I think it comes in at like a 4%, which is the lowest. It's tied for lowest of any mob that drops a purple. Okay, Vanilla Shortcut, that's no good for Fran. She's going to go ahead and check the safety. This is pretty much if you get Deep Sinker or Shortcut on that post there, you're always going to go to the left here and check to see if Invert is available for you in this second shortcut room. Smart here from Yee. He's going to use Reflector Ray to go ahead and grab that stat up. He could grab the item check down in the bottom. Okay, no safety. So it looks like we're going to be going to Craftwork here. And Vanilla Craftwork is going to be our only out probably for... oh, no, you can get up with Reflector Ray, actually. Reflector Ray is... I actually have a whole video based on based on some of this information that kind of describes how you can get around the castle, what the fastest ways are, you know, where the best farms are at, and everything. So in this next big room here, you can actually use Reflector Ray to get all the way up and over. And I'm pretty sure that's what Fran is going to do here, because with Reflector Ray, odds are very low that we have Vanilla Craftwork to get you across the gap in the middle of Garden. So this is probably going to be a required... Oh, she's going to... I would not do... Okay, I don't like this. This is where Yee can make up a lot of time. If he remembers that you can Reflector Ray up that left side of that room that Fran just passed. Now, this could be that she's just grabbing the green here, but I like grabbing the green teleporter room after opening the floor and coming back down, because I would be teleporting out after this. Also, this could be just a way better route than my route, and Fran maybe just going ahead and kill Craftwork here, checking the Zangetsu location first, and then maybe rerouting back to this green teleport room, going to the left, and then going up with Reflector Ray. Gargoyle also here drops a purple. I would go ahead and kill Craftwork first before farming, especially when you have not found Jeebel's glasses. There is an accessory check afterwards. And you can also get a nice green shard. All of the companion minions are good except for Boer, who unfortunately just gets in your way more often than he helps. However, though, Boer can get you up into certain areas when you don't have anything movement-wise that otherwise would get you up into those areas. It's weird. You can kind of like jump off of him and stuff. Okay, so yeah, no Craftwork as predicted. Reflector Ray is the answer. What's our green? Oh, it's Boer! Is Fran not gonna... Okay, yeah, he's gonna unequip right away. This is the only time you'll see people unequip the familiar immediately. Yeah, just unfortunately just gets in your way more often than it doesn't. Okay, Lethality Ring. That one makes you crit harder. Unfortunately, pretty useless. We've had really bad luck on the accessories so far. Pretty much nothing that's any good. Other than that speed belt that Fran grabbed from the quest initially. Which is, you know, useful in very, very few locations. When you're not backdashing, she's going to go ahead and farm Gargoyle here. I'm assuming Yee is going to go ahead and cleaned up all of his Barbados, Blood Grinder Knight, and so on. I'm not sure if he actually did get a drop on Toad or not. If he did, I'm not seeing him using anything that was relevant, so he's just going to go ahead and shield weapon down Zangetsu. I hope he didn't skip Blood Grinder Knight farm, because that's a huge amount of offense. Let's see what was in this brown chest. Okay, just a regular potion. So good skip, actually, from Fran there. But you never know. Okay, here's Gargoyle. Aqua Stream. Okay, that's another great shard. One of the best in the game. Basically, similar DPS to the one she already has with Falti, but it can actually do more damage depending on the situation that you're in. So it's one of the only two shards in the game where, for whatever reason, if you crouch while you're using it, it then shoots another hitbox of... Ooh, no safety Zangetsu Toad. That's where it would be right there. Is Fran going to use the one Waystone? I don't know about that. It will save time, but it could be very dangerous later. Maybe there's a craftable Waystone here? It'll save a lot of time later to use the Waystone in a spot where you would lose more time. Potentially underground or somewhere else. Yeah, the gap is widening, but again, if Yee has Reflector Ray and just remembers that you can go north in the first high ceiling DCC room. Okay, I didn't get a great look at that shop either. But if he remembers you can go up, and he goes up and opens the shortcut, that could be big. And now, the reason Fran might not have done this is because with invert and high jump, you can just go right back up and through the shortcut. With Reflector Ray, you can't. So that might be why she's kind of going to abandon this and maybe, I guess, would go it's either underground to check Decima, which is one purple drop. Not a soft lock even without Waystones, considering that they have Reflector Ray, so they can get back up. Yeah, she's going to go down, so she's betting it on Decima here. I think this is probably going to be nothing. Like, just the seed seems to be telling you to go north with Reflector Ray, go into go into Hall. That's what I think it's telling us to do. But, you know, if this purple... Oh, she has Aqua Stream, actually. This is actually a way better play. My bad. With Aqua Stream, you can do what she's doing right here, which is you can swim. You can also swim with invert. But yeah, actually, this makes way more sense now. So with Aqua Stream, this is the safer bet, because what I'm suggesting with going north with Reflector Ray could take a lot longer, but it might be required anyway. So this is betting it on Caverns, just like you would in Soten. And we're going to see a D-Summa check. She's probably going to go all the way through to checking Amy in Desert. Also, with Reflector Ray, if she remembers, you can jump Storage Cancel and get up to the second accessory check that's along this path here. So if glasses are here, that's going to be a huge boon as well. So we've got an accessory here to the left. Let's see what we're going to get. Okay, Unicorn Ring. Useful, especially for the last couple of fights, but not useful right now. And there's one more accessory check hidden in a wall over here. As you can see, there's that crouch tech, what we call it, which is while you're using Aqua Stream, and Chisel Barrage is the other shard. While you crouch, it actually shoots another set of hitbox, where if you stood still, it only shoots one. Yeah, okay, you're going to see this. Storing the jump and then jumping out of Reflector Ray. Perfectly executed. Unfortunately, an accessory that doesn't really do anything for us. So, if Jeebles would have been in there, that would have been a huge advantage. Now, I think what Yi might do is go back. Is Yi going to go back up here? Yeah, I think he's going to go back and Reflector Ray up through DCC to get into Hall, which, you know, is also going to get him another key item check. If that's Sengetsu 12 or Bromide, that opens up more paths as well. Because if he goes down through Library and comes around, he will be on the other side of the garden. Okay, nice Aqua Stream. He didn't even have to farm. So he's made up some time there, too, as well, that he lost on farming. Fran going to check the stat up here. Already skipped a lot. Maybe not feeling so great about how much HP is in the pool, considering what healing is available. But remember, we did have Highlight in the shop, so runners could buy a rice seed, turn that in for rice, and then craft Highlight, and then buy infinite rice balls. Ooh, a poison kukri drop. That's very nice. So what that's going to do is it's going to give Fran some poison. Oh, and also acid jet. All right. Well, that still gives Fran some poison to use on the forehand. So not having to switch to a poison shard to deal poison damage can be pretty useful. She's going to go ahead and go... Looks like swim all the way to Decabria, I would imagine. The question is she going to do this super long accessory check to the north here? That is available. It's something I like to do if I have dimension shift, because I can shift through the door in the castle entrance, but you'd have to go north from here to check it. I think Fran plays on PlayStation, so save splitting, unfortunately, if you are playing on console, is the really only big disadvantage. It takes a lot longer for the consoles to go ahead and process restarting the game and like getting you back in and all that. Oh, this is actually a great. This is actually a good decision here from Fran too, because she skipped the Toad farm earlier, so you can farm Toad right here. This is one of the better rooms to farm it in. It's not the raw best if you don't have Plume Parma. There's a room up top on the other side of Garden that I think is the fastest. If you have Plume Parma, if you need Plume Parma as well, there's a Plume Parma in that room. But also, if you have a beam weapon, you can kill it instantly. But this room is equally as good. I think I actually mentioned this in one of my primers when I'm going through the castle, that this is also a great room for Toads. And then Decabria is just a little bit to the right here. Yeah, a little bit harder to hit the Toads, though. They have such a small hitbox. So Fran switching the umbrella there. You going to check this weapon. No Valkyrie sword, unfortunately. And is he going to go up on the left side? I hope so, because that's going to give us a really nice route divergence. So on the right side of this room, you can use double jump to get up. On the left side of this room, you can do this. Bing, bang, boop, and you are up. And then with Reflector Ray, you should be able to get all the way to Hall without anything else. There are a couple of spots where you need a jump storage, but it's not as difficult a technique after you practice it for a while. I wasn't getting it at all on 60 FPS, and I practiced it for about 2 or 3 days, and now I can get it pretty often. But on uncapped FPS on PC, it's basically free. So yeah, no point in grabbing that extra burr there unless you want to sell it. Fran's still unfortunately locked in the Toad Vortex. And this is just giving Yi a chance to make up a lot of time. I mean, he's really not missing out on a whole lot. The only thing he's missing out on is poison. He's somehow having a poison shard, and I think either the poison kukri drop pool or it was the I can't remember what the name of the underwater horse is, or the underwater horse having it. Yep. Nice. Using the lightning sword. Huge arc and swing. One-shotting the toads. Oh, there it is. And it is Garbanzo. The princess is in another castle, i.e. Dimension Shift is on another enemy. Could be on Decabria, though. I would probably switch weapons again here. Decabria has over 100 HP, and 38 damage is not great. I think he's weak to light damage, if I recall correctly. He doesn't drop sapphires, though. That could be useful. Oh, that's not bad. 5 or 6? Okay, Flying Dagger. So, unfortunately, Caverns does not provide. And there's no way up here with just Reflect Array, but there's an accessory check here. Yep, and unfortunately not glasses. So now, Fran not having that Waystone right here is critical. And by not Waystoning immediately... Oh, is she going to be able to do this? Can you make this client? Oh, the chair tech! Okay. Genius. Fran is just on a higher level. Gonna reset the room here. Try it again. Yep. I would not have even thought to do this. With Reflect Array and Jump Storage, you can get up here, and one of the properties of the chair is it just vaults you up here. The problem is you have to make the jump to get up. So this is if you don't get the right tech on this, it is a little risky. Yi going through upper DCC very nicely there. Oh, takes a death. Oh, I hope he saved. I don't see a forfeit, which is good. That is the one risk of doing this a little early is these things do a lot of damage. He's evaluating where he's at here. Yeah, I think he saved. Yeah, okay, so I don't think it's worth killing Craftwork. It was just Beast Guardian. He's still got all his shards. Gonna go back and kill Craftwork. Well, Beast Guardian, what Beast Guardian does do for you as a blue shard is it blocks a lot of damage from the front. So, like, you can actually do... Okay, there it is. Fran should be able to... Oh, almost backdashed off there. Whew. Okay, but she's through. She's going to come up on the other side of Garden. Going to be able to go up through Tower and into Library as normal. I think the thing about... So, Yi has to just have Composure here. If he has Composure, knowing that Fran... more than likely, with the opportunity with Aquastream to go Caverns, was going to do it. If he goes the opposite direction, he's in this race still. Because if that item check at the top of the Citadel is the Zangetsuto, that means Fran has to go all the way back around. And if Deep Sinker is on Andre Alphys, that means it's going to take a while for that to happen. Unless she does the exact same stuff that he's doing right now. So there is a world where he's still the favorite to win this, as long as the Zangetsuto was in that top of DCC spot before you go in a hall. Okay. Fran may farm Mordog here, may not. Okay, 2 hitting it. Gonna go ahead and go for it. And this is kind of where you see every runner's individual style really come on display. You know, I'm the kind of person that likes to skip a lot of purples and then come back with better equipment so that I can farm them quicker. You know, hoping to get like something decent along the way, good weapon, good purple shard, something like that, like a beam shard, Tisra Scion or Void Ray, you know, Aqua Stream, Faltib, something like that. And then come back and farm the stuff later. And then when you go and, you know, you get like your movement shards earlier, you get around the castle a bit faster because those are only in a few certain spots. So, but that's everybody's individual style, and it all depends on where the stuff is shuffled to, on you know, how good that works out for each player. And yeah, if Yeehaw just keeps his cool and just tries to go with his planned route, that's the only way it's going to probably pay off for him. If he goes caverns now, he's just going to be so far behind. Okay. Okay, this is also another option. So he's going to go for the reflector jump storage, kung fu shoes that I was talking about earlier. So you basically 45 degree from this jump. This gets you enough height, and if you spam the Hadouken motion with the kung fu shoes on, you will get across that gap. Sometimes it takes a couple tries. This is the closest thing this game has to difficult Street Fighter inputs. It's just quarter circle forward. So if you're not down for wing smashing, you can definitely play Bloodstain, and this will be the only thing you really have to get right. Okay, I think that's enough height. Just has to keep Hadoukening. Okay, and he's across. Very nice. All right, so this puts Yi into it because he's gonna come up here. If he skips the Ordog farm, and or if Ordog has nothing and goes straight to the Citadel, he's just gonna be straight up in the lead. And I have no idea where Matheus is, but hopefully he's doing well. Oh, spike breastplate armor. That's definitely an upgrade there. And Ordog has absolutely nothing, so Yi's gonna be right behind here, but he has to have the gamble up his sleeve to just assume that Ordog is nothing, or I'll farm it later. Yep, Fran checking that room. That is a red chest. In Max Chaos, it is an anything chest, because all chests are anything, but yep. That's actually a breakable wall I almost always forget, too. Oh, are we going to see a little cheeky Lily farm? Nope. Nope. Okay, Fran's going to skip that. Yi actually... he teleported back. Okay, so he's looking for an item maybe to give him an edge. Gown is good. 5 int, a bunch of other stats. Don't really see anything else here that he can craft right now that's really worth it. Oh, Fran going to go ahead and try to get the lucky Wolfman drop. Wolfman also drops a blue. You're going to see the runners and racers, whichever you like to refer to them as, go for a couple enemy kills on enemies that drop a blue shard. There are 9 blue shards. One of them is called Accelerator. Typically, to get it in the game, you have to, farm... Wait, where's Accelerator in the base game? Oh, it's in the little puzzle. So you have to get to the end game zone, and then from there you have to beat a ninja in a race through an obstacle course, and he gives you Accelerator. It's way out of the way, but if you get it, it absolutely wrecks all speed. Okay, Fran's gonna have to wait for this platform here, or switch to Reflector Ray. That would have also worked. But basically, what that does is it just makes you the Flash. You run at lightning speed. Okay, I don't know if Yi's going to equip the Caboose Familiar, but she's good. She heals you. Ooh, Risk Ring, so nothing there. Still on the lookout for a decent accessory. We haven't even gotten a Gambler Ring for some good luck increase. Yi checking this recipe chest for some reason? Maybe he saw some crafting mats for some other food, so he's trying to... Okay, looks like he's going to farm Toad in this room. This is the room I was talking about. This has a Plume Parma and a Toad. Very quick to get in and out of. If you need both of these shards, this is one of the best rooms to farm them in. I like this a lot. You can even, if you have high jump, come in from the right side, drop down, kill the Toad, high jump up and out. So you have a lot of options here. Okay. So here's Rolsha. This is another enemy that has a blue shard. I assume Fran would kill it just to see if you get a lucky blue drop here, but I'm going to go ahead and skip it. Here's another accessory. Another swing and a miss on the accessory train. We are not getting any luck with accessories today, folks. Make sure you stay hydrated. All right. Broken wall here to the side, but again, in the STS, they are always just going to be stat ups for the most part. There's a couple that are weapons in tower that we may see shortly, depending on what Andre Alphys has here. But if Andre has a Nothing Burger in Deep Sinker, yeah. Oh, another Waystone. So that... Basically, that Waystone initially has worked out amazingly well for Fran. Wasting that Waystone early, I thought, again, I said it when I said it, I thought it was a little risky, especially because, There's none in the shop, so you really want to use it in a spot where it's going to save you as much time as possible. And if you're wondering why the weird damage there for this, the boot actually has to hit to do the big damage with Hell's Knells and like lethal boots. If the blade hits, it only does a very small amount of damage. Yeah, I would definitely switch to... I would switch to Taib here because you can spam it and use a little less mana. But there is a save room where we can refill our MP. Fran gonna full farm the Rulsha. This is one of the best blues to full farm because you can get in and out quickly. Maybe just gonna use the MP bar here and then call it after the MP out of MP. No, one more. Yeah, Rulsha gets a little evadey when you try to kill her with regular weapons, so. Well, Fran's gonna bet on this. Okay. Oh, there's the drop. And no, it's a nothing. Okay, Feral Claw's pretty much useless. Beast Guardian is good. It has some uses. It can block some enemy damage, keep you from dying. The other two big hits are Standstill and Accelerator, which we already talked about. Standstill basically pauses all the enemies on the screen. Works on the final boss, which is hilarious. Doesn't work on Dominique right before it. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, cool. It actually... Oh, yeah. So the timers on the bottom of the screen are going to look like they're way off, and that's because Yeehaw took a death, so the in-game timer actually, unfortunately, does not accurately reflect what's going on right now on the screen for Yeehaw, but we are about 34 minutes in to the race here from the actual timer. And that kind of checks out with Fran's time. You know, I expect the stream to be about a minute behind on the rebroadcast. Gonna make short work of Andre here. As soon as she comes back down from her perch. Fran either consciously deciding not to equip Poison Kukri and poison her first, or just forgetting about it. I often forget too. Uh-oh. Fran, okay. Ooh, and it's invert. Okay, so that pretty much opens up the rest of the castle. Ooh. This is a head item. Oh, and it happens to be the best intelligence head item in the game, Diablo Cap. Fran gonna check this accessory too here? Yep. Okay, so OD, much like his friend the creepy librarian from Soten, if you bonk him into the ceiling enough times, a chest appears underneath. And unfortunately, though, another accessory that is not going to get the job done for us here. Yi is... I think he's caught in a... What do I do next type of vortex here, maybe? Not quite sure. Probably maybe just calculating, you know, like... Don't need to check this, friend. You already have Diablo Cap. I guess if you want to get super greedy and try to get Valkyrie Tiara, okay. Yeah, Valkyrie Tiara having luck. Oh, it could be that, you know what? I have to ask him about this afterwards, but it could be that he is waiting on save split to make it fair for Fran. If the save split, like resetting the game and reloading the game, takes longer on certain consoles than others. So that could be what's happening there. Although he could also just be referencing notes. Like, he might have taken notes about, like, what dropped where and, you know, where he thinks his opponents might be. And then from there is, you know, deciding on what to do next. Oh, Fran. Okay, so Fran... If Fran decides to farm Wolfman for another blue, gonna get nothing. So that's a nice drop for E. He, you know, doesn't have to waste time with that. Healing doesn't really do anything. I don't know if Fran's going to go for another blue farm, though. Potentially Lily, if we get Bromide. I've used the strats as well. I've sometimes just farmed Lily on a whim, and it's paid off. So, this is a weird room to farm Laraj in. With Invert, this is definitely not where you want to be. You definitely... With what Fran has right now, I would probably farm Laraj... I would wait to farm Laraj and do it right in front of Bloodless. With a beam weapon, there's a room Actually, no, I'd probably farm it right in the main Larage farm room. Because with invert, you can get up there. Okay, so Fran gonna go through the hall. Not gonna go back in the tower. Gonna Orphan Velik for now, and Solano, and also Shield Outsider. Okay, we're gonna check this helmet. Okay, Maximum Greed. I like it. This needs to be Valkyrie. Nope. Because I don't believe Witch's Hat comes in treasure chests, so that would be the other big hit for the head slot. The best 3 that you're going to be able to get in the game through the shop and so on. Valkyrie Tiara has the luck. Witch's Hat has MP regen, and Diablo is the best int. And int is going to do more damage for all of your magics, all your shard damage. All right. Fran going to deal with the dragon here. I'd love to see a poison kukri equip. But not sure she's going to be down for that. Especially, Aqua Stream, you got to get close anyway. So, and the big dragon here is strong against dark elements. So Taib is not going to do as much damage. Poison kukri, come on, let's do it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, not going to use Aqua Stream. What was that? Interesting. Okay, I would have went for Aqua Stream, but yeah, I guess without any good movement. Oh yeah, what was Andy's drop? I didn't even see. I caught something on Yeehaw's screen and looked away. So I'm assuming with Fran not doing any kind of double jumping, high jumping. Oh no, it was invert. I caught it. I don't know. Invert doesn't really help on that fight at all. Yeah. So, see, that's all. I mean, don't be intimidated, folks. It's hard for everybody to remember what's going on in these races. It's there's a lot going on. Oh no, Fran takes a death. When was her last save? Did she save before Dragon? Fran has just mentioned that she's chosen a route where not even the Divine can assist. And fair enough. Although I think that the initial route with Reflector Ray, Reflector Raying through where Yeehaw died, that's probably the hardest route in terms of dodging enemies and not dying. But it's also, I think, the smartest route, because if you can do it, you cover all your bases. You come back through the library this way, in this direction, but you've seen 2 extra key items, which could actually influence a lot more about what you're going to do in what order. And if one of them is Zangetsu, then you can go ahead and polish off. Ooh, unlucky here. There's the poison. You can go ahead and polish off. I would use Aqua Stream here. I don't know about this shard choice. I mean, if you're going to get in close anyway to poison, you may as well go ahead and stay in close and just super soak the dragon here. What you also may want to do is stand a little bit further back to try to get him to do his big Void Ray attack. There it is. As you can see, you're safe underneath the... Oh, but it's the wrong DS! That's a 15% drop, I think, off Abyssal Guardian. I can't remember if it's 10 or 15. But that's the only Abyssal Guardian you can find before you find Zangetsu Toe and open up. Oh, Fran going back wisely to save. I guess she didn't buy any healing, which is interesting. So Yeehaw still has a lot of outs here. I mean, if he I think he bought Halite. If he found something good to break down with Alcahest, if he just has enough money and with that infinite healing, he could easily catch up. And I think he's on a good path now. So he's going to get invert here. I think as long as he avoids caverns completely, he could catch up pretty easily. Yeah, Diablo Cap is totally worth equipping right away. Better than anything they found on the headgear slot so far. Yeah, and this is why Fran went back to heal. These Axe Knight guys can just axe you in the back out of nowhere. And they do a lot of damage. It's a very high level area. Part of why the randomizer is tricky is because we are speeding through everything. We're not casually just killing mobs and leveling up and all that. So we end up fighting the end boss probably 20 to 40 levels lower than you should be. When you get there. And sometimes we're doing it without any of the good movement, and sometimes we're doing it without very good damage. And that's just kind of part of the game, you know? But you got to go fast. All right, pretty solid here. Yeah, I like this. Going to go back to TTD. A gamble on Velik actually would be huge here. If he finds DS on Velik and Zangetsu Tuo in Velik's chest, I mean, it's pretty much... He's probably just going to win. Especially with shield weapon, like, he can save all of his MP on Dom, just kill her with shield weapon, and then have all of his MP available for Bale, which is huge. I know now. Fran used her 8-bit coin to buy those Hell's Knells, so unless she finds another one, I don't think she's going to be able to buy a shield weapon. I guess in theory she could buy an Alcahest and then break the Hell's Knells back into an 8-bit coin and then buy a shield weapon. Yeah, that could work, because Alcahests are in the shop. That's 800 per though, and I have no idea how many it costs to break Hell's Knells. Could be anywhere from 6 to like 20. Okay, yeah. Yee wisely checking that green chest. When you see a green chest in a blue chest spot, that means there's some food in it, or a like food ingredient. So he went ahead and checked that. Got some curry powder that could open up a craftable food for him. Okay, so Fran's gonna go ahead and check this key item here. Again, the reason why that top route was so good. Oh, and it's in the attic as usual. It's always in the attic. Is Fran gonna? No way. She's gonna go for an 8-bit stint and Waystone out. This is where you're gonna use your Waystone before you find DS. I don't like this at all. But I mean, Fran is definitely proved me wrong so far with a really smart underground route in the beginning. I totally forgot about the chair being able to bounce you all the way up the waterfall. Yeah, just use Taib here. Nothing here is actually strong against dark, even though it feels like it should be. So. Okay, Yee opening up. Oh, he has Graham. Okay. Zoomies are online. Not infinite mana, though, so not going to be able to use them a ton. That's going to save some time in some of the horizontal rooms. Okay. Still no Valkyrie Sword. He's going to get looks at Solano and Shield Outsider, although he doesn't really have a great shard to kill Shield Outsider quickly with. Ooh, yeah, I think you're just going to have to abandon that brown chest. Yeah. Even if that's a high potion or high ether, unfortunately. Yeah, just go back up top, redo the glitch to fall through the gear. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, wow, this is tough. So no bromide. Zangetsu Tool was in the attic. Fran not going to go for killing Zangetsu now, or killing Jeeble now. Maybe going to go and take that Reflector Ray route to check that item. Wants to see if it's bromide or if it's just a junky key. With Invert, it's going to be a lot easier than it would have been with Reflector Ray, like when Yeehaw tried to do that. So, here we go. We'll see if my route would have worked. Although Yee tried to take it, he just unfortunately met his demise. And then decided to abandon it. Okay, some MP pickups. I like picking up the MP now. Fran has done a ton of accessory checks, even the ones underground. Well, most of them, not all of them. And is now kind of probably settling into the idea that MP is going to be necessary for... Why is that door open? Oh, because maybe she's already been to Hall? Not sure. That door shouldn't be open. Okay, gonna do a little reflector clip here. Or just gonna go back. Yeah. I would just go back. You have invert, go through the top door. Yep. I don't even know why that door is open. That door shouldn't be open, but maybe there's something when you open the door in Hall, it opens the door there as well. I don't know. Because you certainly don't open the door right outside of Hall that's in the north room here. That is what was blocking us off from just going into this third north-south room in the first place. So here's a good place to farm Shield Outsider, if Fran wants to. Yep. Okay. I guess technically Hell's Nails is the best item that's like got the similar swing, the speed of the sword mace category that was available. But it's also got the same range. Like the shield weapon swings much fast, the same speed, but it's like you do have to be closer. However, it also just keeps you from taking a ton of damage. I would have definitely still went with the shield weapon. You know, if Yeehaw doesn't die on this route, it could be a completely different race. And, ooh, Void Ray, that's a big hit. That's one of the best shards in the game. Taib is amazing, but Void Ray can do stuff from across the screen, and that's going to let him farm Shield Outsider, as you can see right there. Okay, Chisel Barrage on Shield Outsider, so not going to be a big upgrade. I don't think he's going to abandon this. Don't think he's going to Orphan Shield Outsider. This is the best spot to farm Shield Outsider in, if you have like a beam weapon. You can hit it pretty well without having to do this invert thing. This is just taking a couple extra kills or taking a couple extra seconds per kill, but you know, it does stop you from missing the down diagonal shard there, basically. Okay, so it was Bromide. So Fran is going to go ahead and turn this in. So if Yeehaw wouldn't have perished on that route, he would have had Bromide, he would have went in the hall, he would have had Zangetsuto, and he would have been able to go ahead and kill Jibo right away. Then probably go down through library, try to get some movement anyway. Pick up your book from and he has not been to library yet. So unfortunately, he's going to be killing Velik here, hoping that this is DS and Zangetsuto. It's not going to be Zangetsuto at the bottom. Ooh, Valkyrie Jess, that's a huge upgrade. Good defense, good luck. I'd put it on. I don't know what else he has on. I mean, this is a guaranteed drop from the boss, of course, but, you know, you're still looking for DS here. And you're still going to want to put that on anyway, but... Alright, Fran going to revisit the library here, grab a second book. Nope. Going to skip the second book. I would grab a second book here. You have not found the shard you need. I would grab the Tome of Fortune. For sure. You can probably skip the Knowledge Tome because you have Diablo Cap, but... Definitely Tome of Fortune. It's 5 free luck. We don't know exactly how luck works, but we know it's in the game, so... You know, it potentially could affect shard drop rate. We're not 100% sure exactly how, but... I always equip the luck gear. It may not affect shard drop rate, actually. It might just affect item drops. We just don't know. You know, we don't have the source code. All right. The problem that Yeehaw here is going to have is that after he does this, he still needs to go up in the hall and do all that. Fran's coming into this area right now. Not sure. Oh, she's going to Orphan Velik. Okay, so if this is DS. Oh no, she's going to farm. Okay, so we know this is nothing. This was healing. Yeehaw got this drop. So if this farm takes a while... Oh... I did not see if it was Dimension Shift or not. I was looking at what Fran was doing. I thought she was going to go an Orphan Velik and go straight to the train. I'm assuming it's not Dimension Shift, though, because you probably would have way stoned out if it was. Yep, gotta do a quick little thing, teleport the elevator to the bottom. And then I think he's going to go up to the middle here and go back in the library. I know he's going to go all the way up and teleport somewhere? Oh, teleport to library because it's going to take you closer to hall. Is probably the play. So this is just Fran giving a bunch of time back to the other racers here. Looking for this blue, and she doesn't really need it, and it's not. We know it's not Accelerator. Even if it was Standstill and they had infinite MP, this could be potentially worth it because you can save so much time and hassle on endgame. But the problem with standstill is like you need, without infinite MP, you need so much MP recovery. I'm talking you need a full stack of EX ethers, high ethers, and likely you need the quest food to be a drink so that you can buy a drink, or you need to be able to break a drink and craft it, because even if you aqua stream standstill, it's very hard to one cycle bail unless you have a ton of levels or like double ice ring or something. With even with all that MP regen, because standstill just drains MP so fast, as it should. It's kind of busted. Okay, so that didn't take as long as it really needed to. This is the best room for Larage that Yeehaw's in right here. This is where I would have farmed it. You can get in and out of the room with one quick jump and a slide. So yeah, Yeehaw trying to hit that lantern to also grab a mana rose to save MP there. And Fran, not wanting to go all the way to desert and lethal lava land for the last 2 purples down there, gonna go to train. Train has 3 purples and a blue. Actually has 3 purples and 2 blues if you count the train and the lab behind it. So Lily here drops a blue shard. Then we're gonna have the assassin, who drops a purple. We're gonna have the other mort, I think it's cannon. No, not cannon. Whatever the mort is. The boss itself is going to drop a purple. And then the train boss is going to drop a purple, guaranteed. Oh, Fran's going to go for the blue farm. I love this. I love this greed. Like, this absolute greed. The problem is with the blue shards, too, is of the 9 locations, 2 of them are just completely... One's completely out of the way, that ninja race game I mentioned. The other one's on an endgame enemy that's only in one spot that doesn't reset quickly and has a ton of health in the Silver Wolfman. So, like, yeah, not the best. Sometimes you can just strike out, and if Accelerator's on one of those 2 locations, you're just almost never going to get it, in an STS anyway. You might have to check those enemies in a max chaos or something like that, but, just for other reasons. But yeah, I mean, even with infinite MP, you're probably only going to kill the Silver Wolfman each time you go by him, and I think you really only go by 2 of them. And if you've got good movement, you really don't even see the first one because you're just going to go over him. So yeah, this is risky. Again, this is just, if this is not Accelerator, Fran is just giving time back to the other racers. But the thing is if it is, it pays off. I mean, you're going, gone. Really, you're out of here. Farming blues is a huge gamble. It's basically like betting it all on black and in one spin. Instead of spreading all your money around on the roulette table, trying to maximize your chance to win. Yeah, I think here just, I don't know, maybe frustrated from the death and the routing. Should just hold steady, go to the attic, get your Zangetsu, defeat Jeeble, teleport back to village, decide what to do from there, look at your gear again, maybe reassess. But I mean, you have Void Ray, that's a big advantage. Void Ray's super good. Fran's not going to have that for a while. Might not get it at all if DS is anywhere on the train or further under, as I like to say, deeper underground. Thank you, Jamiroquai. If it's deeper underground in desert or lethal lava land, then Fran might not get Void Ray at all, because she'll probably just orphan that whole section of tower. But I'm not sure if Fran likes to go and do Velik and the upper tower before going all the way down to Amy and Volcano Mortar or not. Okay, there's the blue drop finally. That did take a long... Oh, but there it is! That's probably going to be a GG from here. Oh, Fran's not going to go to the train? She has... Oh, did she forget to... That's another reason why you go pick up the book. You go pick up the second book, because if you have ID, you just get your pass play. Yeah, Fran, you have ID. You didn't get your pass play. Okay. But this isn't that bad to fix, especially with Accelerator. You just go to this teleport room, you teleport back up to the library. You grab your second book and pass plate. You teleport back to this location. You run back across. You go into train. If you stare by your man. Sorry, I gotta look at a little train in vain. The Clash pun in there. All right, Yee, doing what he can do here. Just keep calm. Play as consistently as you can. Steady. You know, you look over. You're at an hour. Nobody's finished yet. So somebody else could have taken a death. Fran did actually take a death as well, just in a different location. They could be stuck in like a weird route vortex. You just keep your head down, play consistent. Anything can happen, especially with no glasses. You can safely assume usually nobody else has glasses, which means the boss fight's not going to be free. So, but it's going to be tough to beat now. If he doesn't farm Lily and also get Accelerator, basically what you would have to do from here is go straight underground, and also Orphan to Cabria, not even bother with those checks. Go straight to Amy and Volcano Mort, which he's totally capable of doing. I mean, it's a 4D chess move. You know, if you look over, nobody's not done yet. Think about what the least likely checks people have done for purples, and just go there, and maybe you get Dimension Shift. It's definitely a play that can be made, and I've done it before myself, especially when I'm outclassed. You know, all of our racers now are pretty much good. I'd say there's only like 2 tiers. There's your people that are like, you know, Happer, of course, world record holder, and Jupiter, of course, that have the great combat as well as all the other skills. But everybody else is pretty much just super impressed me. Even myself, I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to be. I'm pretty decent now. You know, I can even win a race here and there. So, like, the skill level since the 2023 tournament has just exponentially grown within the community, and it's awesome to see it too. All right, so Fran maybe now calculating buying halite and making a little... Oh, there's no rice seeds. Ugh, gross. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, Waystone's in the shop now, so that second chest must have unlocked purchasing them. So it's weird. Sometimes when you find an item in a brown chest, it unlocks it in the shop, and sometimes it doesn't, and I have no idea why. Maybe somebody knows more about the game could explain it. But I don't think Waystones were available after that first brown chest, but then when we found them in that second brown chest, that looks to have opened them up for purchase. So, unless Fran was able to dismantle and recraft one with Alchemist, and I just didn't catch it, that will also unlock it in the shop. So if you have one sitting around, and then did Fran kill Jeeble? I don't even remember. I think she went 8-bit in it. She went 8. Oh yeah, she did. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting one here. Skipping train to go to Tiny Huge Island. But I like this because going to the right here is an accessory check, and this you're pretty much not punished for this at all when you have Accelerator. Oh, so close. It's the wrong GG. We've seen the wrong Lucky DS and the wrong GG in the seed. What is going on? Don't hit up. Okay. You don't want to waste that cutscene skipping her. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, so we got to go. Fran's not going to go left. There's no way. What? Is this real life? So the only thing I can think of here is if you have infinite mana, but you have garbage offense, you maybe do this, and only with Accelerator as well. This is such a weird scenario. You do this looking for standstill, I guess? This is a wild play. Absolutely wild play. No Aegis played either. I mean, with Invert and Accelerator, this is basically free. But this could just be like Bunny Morphosis. And she's already kind of short on healing items. We don't have rice available to make rice balls. Okay, once you hit the rope there, I believe you can just leave. And since this is all one screen, the assassin guy falls over and then he drops the shard. Maybe you can't get too far away? Yeah, there it is. Called it. That's just, again, just a gift. Gifting time back to the other racers here. I'll tell you one thing right now. When you watch Fran play, you will be entertained whether you like it or not. You're going to see some different decisions, but I love watching her play because it's just like, oh my god, galaxy brain. Even if it doesn't pay off sometimes, like. But yeah, I mean, if you have infinite MP there, and that's standstill, it definitely solves all your bail problems. But without infinite MP, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. You definitely don't get punished as hard because you have accelerator, and you can just waste on out and go right back in. No. Yeah, no. That's slower. Okay, that teleporter is slower if you have accelerator, without high jump. With high jump, this teleporter is the same speed, roughly. With high jump, see, because you have to wait for the pause on the invert screen here, and then you have to invert again because you can't make that. You can make that with double jump, but then you still have to invert again. And without infinite MP here, you got to be careful. Accelerator, as you can see, is draining it about 1 MP per half second or so. So you have to kind of pick and choose where to use accelerator here. Typically, you want to use it, get all the way to a save room, refill your MP, and then get back over. So now we're going to get a... there's no real reason to check this key item, I don't think. Okay, yeah, Carpenter could have it, so... Yeah, you do want to get the keys. I don't know if we have Warhorse key already. See, Fran has Spike Breastplate, though, right? So, like, if she's got Spike Breastplate on, she can just accelerate her right through those bats pretty safely. She might have taken it off to put on a different armor, I'm not sure. She doesn't have Valkyrie, because that's... Yeehaw found that above Bellic. Yeehaw cleaning up underground here. I'd like to pay more attention to what he's got going on, but, like, unfortunately, Fran's just so far ahead right now. You know... she's very likely to win this race if the DS is not on the train, and even then, this is actually a really good play either way. If you think you're ahead, this is a great play because what you do here is you just go ahead and get down into the glacial tomb, and then you teleport back out, and then you go ahead and do train right after. The only issue is you have to end up fighting this jabroni right here, and don't open the red chest. I'm pretty sure Fran made sure that she spent all of her money. Oh, there's Valkyrie Tiara. That's really nice. Again, just like Valkyrie Dress, lots of luck, lots of defense. Definitely put that on. Or Diablo, I guess you want the faster kill. Does she have Aegis Plate, though? I don't think so. Yeah, so she's going to have to fight this legit. If you have Aegis Plate invert, you can just flip this room upside down and stand in the corner. And, this little coin flick is the literal only thing that can hit you. The thing here... Oh, there it is. Okay. So she has, like, very low healing. This grab is basically like getting spinning pile driver in Street Fighter. This is just not good. Like, another one of those, and she's basically dead. And when you stand in the middle, that's a real risk you're going to run. Oh, going to be a tight invert here. Yeah, no double jump either. This is the one problem with this play. Okay, so she got through phase 1. He's going to drain for money, get that much health back. Looks like he's only draining about, let's say, like 300 or 400 health. So he should be just straight up dead here. Yeah. Oh, he didn't even drain that. He didn't even drain that. He only drained like 150 health. Yeah, Fran killed him with 2 pops of the... Okay, no DS here. So if she was willing to do... the race game, I'm wondering if she's going to just... Okay, she's not going to kill the first Silver Wolfman. Maybe kill this Silver Wolfman? You got Falteeb. Yeah, okay. There's another one up top there, but you also have to deal with another Abyssal Dragon and more enemies. Yeah, I put Spike Breastplate back on. Especially with Accelerator, like, if you don't have Valkyrie armor and you have Spike Breastplate, I would be putting that on. Because that's going to let you... Accelerator kind of almost lets you run through certain enemies anyway. The Spike Breastplate gives you even more frames to be able to just run through them. Yeah, open these blue chests, Fran. Find some food. Oh, jeez. I mean, nobody... See, if you're Fran in this position, nobody's finished yet, I think you can safely assume you are ahead. Even with the death and all that. Because if... Oh, there's Aegis Plate. And a Plunderer Ring, that's probably what should go on here. We're still farming, yeah. Get this Warp Room. I would warp out. Demon Lord right now does not seem like a good idea. I would do, if you have Warhorse Key here, I think you definitely do Byman Selmont first before you do Demon Lord or any of this junk. Is this room best when you have Taib? Yeah, probably. So Demon Lord is strong against Dark, I believe, as well. And that took a lot of MP to kill. I mean, one good thing about doing this farm is that you're not going to get hit by any of his dumb attacks in this room. And also, he gives a lot of EXP. So she's going to get some levels here, which isn't bad. Oh, that is not the right shard we want. We want Demon Lord to drop his shard, not the Ice Elemental. Oh, and Tornado Slicer is on Amy for Yi. So unless but I love this from Yeehaw right now. This is the play he had to make. This is the play he had to make. I'm not even sure if he's been able to grab Bromide from top of DCC. Yeah, he hasn't. It's not on his map, so he hasn't grabbed Bromide. But he's basically probably gone. Okay, where can I go that nobody else has gone yet? That can give me a chance to win this. And Amy Volcano Mort is the correct decision. This is the absolute. This is the smartest play you can make in Yeehaw's position. He's made it, so that's good to see. Just decision making alone too in the last few months has gone exponentially up in the runs I've watched anyway, and the races I participated in. People's decision making has gotten way better as people have gotten more familiar with the game, the castle in general, what you can do, especially with certain resources like Reflector Ray and so on. But that Accelerator is just going to give Fran so much. Even though she gave all that time back, farming this weird stuff, farming these extra blues, that Accelerator makes up so much of it. Oh, she's going back to Tomb? You got to go train here, Fran. What is going on? This is just so slow. You have Accelerator. You can get through train so quickly. Ooh. Oh, Caverns does not provide once again. Dude, if that was DS, it would have been Yeehaw's race to win, because I don't think Fran's going to come here before doing train. Also, there's another blue shard I forgot to mention. So, actually 3 of the 9 locations are absolutely dreadful. That race game that Fran showed you, that Silver Wolfman she killed, there's no good place to farm that guy. And then also, the Doppelganger boss, which is just, in STS, there's almost no reason to go over there ever. If you have to go, the only reason you're going to go past that boss is because the only option is Deep Sinker plus Reflector Ray to get in the front entrance and no invert to get in the back entrance like this. And your only place left to go is Lethal Lava Land, where we are right now. Now, if Yeehaw gets high jump off of this, or double jump, which I think he has to, yeah. That could help a little bit. Oh, Gremory? We're going Gremory. All right, we're doing Gremory before we do Train. Fran is just on another level. It's like she sensed that it's not in train and is just nah, I'm not going there. That's 3 purples and another blue. But, I mean, we've already found the best blue. Okay, good invert tech here. This is how you're supposed to fight this boss. You don't have any infinite MP or anything, broken. You invert around. This is the boss that normally drops Dimension Shift. This is the vanilla drop here. This is the demon that's possessed Jeeble and why he turns on you. And oh, Fran. No good healing in the shop either. This is just a weird seed overall. This is why I would have went train first. You're not going to have these issues on anything that's in the train. Okay, those red ones are rough. You cannot deflect those. Yeah, you just have to dodge them. You can slice the yellow ones. Ugh, and there it is. This is best case scenario for Yeehaw in terms of what Fran is doing. He just doesn't have the purples right now. So hopefully he gets this white shard. He waystones. Oh, you know what else he could do? He could find Jeeble's glasses here. There are 2 more accessory checks. Okay, double jump's fine. Double jump or high jump, either one. So that means high jump's on Albie. But if he checks the 2 accessory checks here and finds Jeeble's glasses, if Fran sticks to this Gremory farm for too long, he could absolutely make a comeback. He's going to have to go up in an upper DCC. Fran's going to have to lose on this boss a few more times. He's going to have to get the Bromide and then pursue Train immediately. And honestly, Matheus might be close to finishing. Like, if Matheus went the Reflector Ray route from the beginning and did it successfully, he could be, like, the favorite to win right now. We just don't know because, you know, streaming's never required. It's always appreciated for you know, like a broadcast situation, but you know, you don't think you have to. You don't have to share your restream or anything like that. If you want to participate, you know, the community tries to be as welcoming and inviting as we can be. So if you're not comfortable with that, feel free to jump in races and play with us. You do not have to share what's going on, but we'd like to do this to kind of give people like a little bit of entertainment value. Like, I could have played in this race, but I wanted to commentate it instead because I want more people seeing it. I want to get us hyped for a tournament potentially. Maybe we have a tournament this year. There's a lot of interest. I think we just might have another tournament. So get ready for this, and hopefully we'll have a lot of hype matches and we'll have commentary and all that. More commentary. I did a few matches with Bobby in the last tournament. I look forward to doing more if we have another tournament. You know, either solo, with Jupe, with Bobby, with anybody really. You know, always great to hear different perspectives. It's always amazing to have a second set of eyes watching, even in a two-person race. Just having a second set of eyes that can pay attention to a screen that you're not able to pay attention to, or another brain to remember what's going on. Always a huge help. So, the reason Fran is using the Zangetsu to a sword, I believe, is because Gremory is actually technically weak to it. Takes extra damage. I think every hit's a crit. Yeah. Looks like it. Ooh. Really tough here. Yeah, that's phase 2, but it's really tough with only potions as your only healing. No food, no higher level potions. This is rough. This is why I would have went... this is why you check every brown chest a lot of the times, because if you do find some good healing and it's purchasable, it just opens up a lot of things. And then this is why I would have went Train, just because Train's way easier. You get more looks. There's 2 purples down here. There's 3 purples with Train. And also another accessory check, because there's a Reflector Ray chest at the end of Train that could have glasses. But he's making the same play. He has abandoned the key item at the top of DCC. Doesn't have accelerators. So this is going to be a much worse for him. And yeah, I think Matheus has a real chance to win this race. Like, I mean, not even being able to see what he's got going on. Like, just, it has just been very, it's been a little unlucky for the 2 runners we're watching, and it's also just not worked out for him. Like, the places they've guessed to go, and in the order they've guessed to go in them, has just been not great. You know. And Fran's got this payoff with Accelerator. That's going to cover a lot of the time loss, but, you know, fighting this boss over and over, when Train is open, it's just a wild play. Especially when you have Accelerator. Everything that's easy looks better when you have Accelerator because you can just go so fast. And also, this makes more sense for Yeehaw because I'm assuming he did not get the lucky Abyssal Guardian drop. So he's got an extra purple here to farm, whereas Fran got the lucky Abyssal Guardian drop. So there's less incentive to be here. Man, this music is so good. We almost never hear this music because we almost never fight this boss, but man, is this music awesome. Okay, no MP healing left. Okay, good inverts this time. And Fran has done it. Unfortunately, it might just be Tisracian. What do we have? Ugh, Petra Breath. That's even worse. Did she get the Demon Lord? Train's the answer. I mean, here's another proposition for you guys. If it's not in Train, you have another blue to be found in Train, which if it's craft work, opens up OSL. There is this wild world where it's in one of the 3 locations in OSL, and you need to grab craft work to get in there. Fran's found Aegis Plate. That's one piece of the puzzle. I mean, you could do it by just taking damage as well, but yeah, to get an OSL, you need normally you would need Aegis Plate, some kind of movement to get you up to the actual thing, so like high jump or invert, and the craft work to move the Iron Maiden out of the way. However, if you have Dimension Shift, you can just go there. You can actually go in the back door, but there's no reason to go there if you already have Dimension Shift, unless you're checking for the last possible spot. You would check the vanilla Zangetsu To location, which is Zangetsu 2, which is at the top. So very rarely are you going to see anyone going to OSL looking for the sword. Just the odds of it are pretty low. But the odds of Dimension Shift being in there are not that bad. I mean, there are 3 drops, Carpenter included, so... Yeah, this is just going to be a tough one. This seed is actually not that bad if it's in train. And we just don't have a runner that's willing to go to train. Now, Yi doesn't know that train is open because he didn't check the 1 key item location in the castle where the bromide is. So he's thinking maybe coming here, going all the way down to Tomb, he'll find bromide, then he'll waystone out, whatever. But unfortunately, to his dismay, bromide is up at the top of DCC. And this is all going to be a giant time waste. Fran really wants Standstill. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm an idiot. This was her plan the whole time. She was thinking she had to go to OSL, so the reason she did the race game and she did Silver Wolfman there was to get craft work, not Standstill, to get into OSL the legit way, which she can now do. The only thing is, why go through all this trouble without checking train? Train's only going to take you 5 minutes-ish with all the stuff you have. Maybe 6. Especially after you... I mean, with Accelerator, it's going to take you probably about 5. Maybe less. Maybe 6 to 6.5 without it, I think. Okay, so she's got to be going to OSL here, right? Yeah. And I'm assuming we don't have Warhorse Key, because with Invert, you can just kill Belmont for free. So, like... Warhorse Key is probably on Zangetsu too? I wish I had more to add here, but I just don't. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get through this without Aegis Plate, just because of all the damage boost you have to take. As you can see there, when you have Aegis Plate on, you just don't take any damage from any kind of environmental hazard, except for the fire on the end boss cat cycle with Bale. And actually, you didn't, and then they patched that to go through the Aegis Plate because people were just standing in it. Okay, so here we are in OSL, and we have Hagenetti, we have Kamikaze, or Kamikaze, depending on how you'd like me to say it, and then we have Carpenter, which we definitely have the Carpenter key. Fran did find that. So Yi's still working on Abyssal Guardian. He's going to be, unfortunately, hit with the wrong DS. Also, we could find Jeebel's glasses here. Okay, nope. Strider Belt. Strider Belt not going to do a whole lot for us when we have Accelerator. And Hagenetti room. This is where you want to farm this guy. Ooh, nice drop. Nope. Unfortunate. So, Kamikaze's the last savior unless somebody's willing to go train here. I would not be surprised at all to see Matheus with a dot done at any moment. Because if he just followed the route, even if he went back up and got Bromide later. Wow, Fran got first drop. Oh, and it's Kamikaze. That's going to wrap it up, I'm pretty sure. I think we probably need to see Matheus finishing right now. And there's no way he's going to finish right now without farming that craft work off of Silver Wolfman. So that's going to be it. Like, that's it. This is Fran's race. It's over. It's just a matter of going ahead and finishing it off now. So, nice little victory lap for Fran here. Well played. Well played. Yep, Poison Kukri plus Faltib, more than enough to get it done. So it turns out the right move was to not bother with Train. Train was in vain in this seed. Wild, though, that you needed to grab Craftwork off of Silver Wolfman, find Aegis Plate in Glacial Tomb at the last armor check in the game, and then go back to OSL to get it on, of course, Kamikaze. It's always Kamikaze. Because of course it is. And this is why you need Dimension Shift. As you can see, there's no way to get through solid walls without it. And that's what gates the last boss. So that's it. That's why you have to find it. Alright. No final stat ups for Fran here. Very minimal recover items. Plunder's Ring plus Lethality isn't bad. I would probably slap the Unicorn Ring on, because you're definitely going to want to maximize your recovery items. You can slap that on before you use them and then take it off, but it does give a couple points of int as well. I think it gives 1 point. Alright, so here comes Fran into Dom. This shouldn't be too bad. You're just going to want to poison Dom, and then with Accelerator, you're just going to be able to dance around her for the most part. You may catch a stray elbow or scarf slap, but I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed here. She's got enough stat ups and levels. The much trickier bit's gonna be Bale and the RNG from Bale. I mean, you can't get hit by Dom too many times, because then you're gonna run out of healing. That's just gonna be rough. But with invert, you shouldn't die to Bale. It's going to be a slower kill, but, I mean, Fran's just so far in front of Yee right now, and I'm assuming Matheus not dot dunning anytime soon with that weird Craftwork and it being an OSL type deal. Even if he followed what I think would have been the best route, he'd still be probably 3 to 5 minutes from finishing, I would guess, if I had to guess. And I think Matheus has not run a ton of this previously, so I wouldn't expect him to even realize, like, oh yeah, like there's a blue shard that gates me getting into this other zone where there's 3 more purples. So yeah, now it's all a matter of RNG here on how long this is going to take. Fran should just be aqua streaming on the pauses, staying safe with Accelerator and Invert. Oh, I don't like this at all. Ooh, I'd be saving MP for the aqua stream when the heads stop, but yeah, I'd say I don't want a commentator's curse, but the thing is Yee is now potentially going to get stuck on the train when we all know the train is in vain, unfortunately, and he's going to get it done quickly, but without Accelerator, not that quickly. And then he still has to then figure out, oh, I have to go get blues to get into OSL to then check the last few shards. And then he might not get first kill drops like Fran got on both of those. So, wild. Not sure if the runners are going to finish after this, or if they're going to just forfeit. But either way, I'm assuming Yee won't mind chatting for a few. So we'll get you guys that. I will turn up the audio to make sure that the interviews are coming through loud and clear. All right, Fran, much better Dom fight that time. Didn't take as much damage. I would expect her to go ahead and finish it off now. Even with Cat RNG, she's got invert, so not very risky. I would just go ahead and save the MP here for Aqua Stream. Just take it nice and slow. You're a minute 15 in. Nobody else is finished yet. You found this weird combination of you know, Craftwork and Aegis Plate very late. You have Accelerator. Most people don't farm blues, especially not the Rolsha blue. Like, the Rolsha blue is usually the only one people even usually farm because it's so quick. But that's a nice little abuse of invert there too, especially if you upgrade it. You actually are invincible for a few frames when you're inverting. So if you're about to get hit by a projectile, you can invert a couple times, and sometimes it'll be able to just pass right through you. If you upgrade the shard, same thing with dimension shift as well, I believe, in the shop with, I think it's melting bones. Oh, Fran's taking a lot of extra damage. She does not need to take here. This is why I would just, again, focus on evading until the head stops, and then just dump all your MP into Aqua Stream crouch tech for damage on the heads. You should be able to 3-cycle it with 9 ethers and this much intelligence, but yeah, unfortunately with Cat RNG, she's going to need to invert here. Yeah, waiting for the green thing to get out of the way. And then you can still damage Cat from this position that she's in right here, which is good. But yeah, now that Cat's out of the way, you can't get the same thing twice. I would go ahead and just switch to Aqua Stream, and I would just save the MP for whatever is next to just Aqua Stream it. Super Soaker time. But, I mean, that's me. There's no wrong way to play. Yeah, what is Yi up to? I mean, he's already... He's got Wolfman. Oh, Fran. Fran has no healing left. Gotta be very careful here. No healing remaining. Aqua Stream? Yep. Okay. Is this enough? Yeah, I would not use any MP here other than Accelerator. You can't, unfortunately. I don't think you can poison... Yeah, Bale's one of the few bosses you can't poison. Like him and... Oh... Not having double jump or high jump sucks when it comes to dealing with those Tis Wraiths. That's unfortunate. Fran was very close there. Could have potentially 2-cycled it with Aqua Stream. Just going to run it back, I assume. There is, unfortunately, a world... Oh, Yi gets Accelerator. That's huge. Okay, so what can happen now is Yi can find Jeebel's glasses. He has Void Ray, which makes a lot of this other stuff trivial. He can find Jeebel's glasses. Unfortunately, he's going to farm all these purple shards too, though. But if he finds Jeebel's glasses, and Fran cannot pull this off, he could close the gap. He's still probably, I want to say 10 minutes away from if everything goes perfectly, but like 10 minutes, that's maybe only 3 more deaths to this combination of bosses. Maybe actually less. Depending on how far Fran gets on Bale, like it could maybe only be 2 fights and he might be caught up completely. The problem is he's got to remember, okay, the only place left for me to go is OSL. How do I get in? I get in with Craftwork. I got to go farm all these other blues. Right? And with Sync and Reflector Ray, it might seem tempting to go to Doppelganger, but there's 2 blues in Tiny Huge Island, and that's where you should go first. Alright, so now it's all down to, can Fran finish this off? She's maybe only got 1 more attempt at this before, maybe 2, before Yi kind of puts some pressure on. And again, don't know where Matheus is, but he could die down at any moment. Because Jeebel's glasses makes this kind of oh, Fran cannot be getting hit by those Tis Wraiths there. It's just a lot of damage. Yeah, she's got Accelerator. You just got to use Accelerator to not get hit by those. Okay, does he need Assassin still? I think he does. Yeah, I don't think he'd be bothering to kill. Oh, they have the Outcast drop. That's interesting. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he got Assassin as well. What is this mort called again? Bomber mort. That's it. Now, he's also going to... He should kill City here, too. So he's unfortunately going to be stuck with all these farms. And he's going to be stuck with the game's RNG. Because City also drops a blue, and you still are looking for Craftwork here. because Craftwork is your way in. I don't remember if Gale Crawler Tech's still banned, but that's a red shard. You're never gonna. The odds are really low. So I like this from Fran now. Saving it all for Aqua Stream, getting your damage in consistently. Now, even if you're out of MP here, I would just save my MP. Ooh. Save my MP, use it for Accelerator to dodge everything, and just use your melee weapons. Take this fight slow and steady. Even if you have to 4-cycle it, you've already died to it, what, 2 or 3 times? And nobody's finished yet, so you gotta put this together that you are way ahead, and just take the slow fight and finish it. Looks like Yi save split again there. Or no, he just saved. My bad. He didn't split, he just saved. Okay, so Cat, you unfortunately cannot sit here in melee. You need to invert. Don't die to lava. Oh. If this is Jeeble's glasses, in either of these 2 spots for accessories. So we got one down here you can always check. You do need double jump or some kind of, like, jumping to get out. Okay, it's not here. But this one up top, you need either dimension shift or reflector ray to get into. So what he needs to do here is check this accessory and for it to be Jeeble's glasses. If it is, his percentage chance of winning skyrockets to maybe almost 50-50. Oh my god, it's glasses! It's glasses! He is back in this race! If he figures out the last place to go is OSL, and he goes to go get those blues, he's in this. He only needs Fran to die maybe 2 more times, because he has Accelerator. Oh, he got the super fast jump. Oh, and he's got Standstill. He got Standstill. So Standstill is going to give him a basically free instant kill on Bale. Oh, and Fran goes down to Dom. He's going to come back and win this potentially. This is an absolute 50-50. Fran has to kill Dom and Bale on this attempt. Or pray that he doesn't figure out he needs to go get Craftwork from Glacial. He doesn't have DS, though. Yeah, he knows he doesn't have DS. He's been through train. There's only one place left to go, my friend, and that is up north. But how do you get there? You need blues. There's only 3 blues left in the game. Go where there's 2 of them. In fact, don't even do... you can do the race game pretty quick. You already have Accelerator. You have double jump. You have Reflector Ray. You have everything but high jump. You can definitely do the acceleration race pretty quick. You've already got Bomber Mort. You've already got Volcano Mort. Where is he going? Oh, he's gonna go to Doppelganger. Oh no. Oh no. No, Yi, no. Doppelganger's the absolute worst choice here. It's the farthest out of the way, and it's only a single blue. You can go. There's 2 blues in Tiny Huge Island. Oh no! Fran has given him the ball, and he's given it right back. Fran's just gonna take the death there. Wow. If Yi was in Tiny Huge Island right now, farming, doing the race game, all he has to do is farm. Man, unreal. Now, does Fran get to the point where she gives up on this and goes and tries to find some healing or some more offense? And it looks like she's going to keep at it. All right. This is wild, folks. I do not know how this has been. It looked like it was over, done, and dusted, and all of a sudden, everything is lined up perfectly for it to not be. And it just feels like nobody wants to win it. This is just really unfortunate for Fran, too. Like, she's a great player. One of the better players, to be honest. Like, you know, all things equal and humble, like, you know, she's really good. Probably the best decision maker, the best gambler, you know, overall. And if she had any amount of healing besides just regular potions, like any food, anything craftable like that or whatever, I mean, you've already got Aegis. What are you looking for here? You've already got Aegis, Valkyrie, Spike Breastplate, assuming. What armor can possibly be in this chest that you want? Yeah, nothing. Wow. But anyway, yeah, Fran, like, if she had any more healing, she would have probably gotten this in the first try. But without healing, it's just so difficult to dodge all this crap. Dom is just a nightmare. She just... honestly, if Fran would have went for shield weapon, it could have changed everything. Maybe she just doesn't like shield weapon, but shield weapon basically beats Dom for free. Oh, it looks like he found Rice because he has Rice Balls. That's another huge one. He's definitely just going to one-shot the boss when he gets there, but he's unfortunately gone to the exact wrong location. This fight isn't quick either. Like, Doppelganger has a lot of health and does a lot of annoying damage. Yep. You can't just stand there far away, unfortunately. She does a lot of BS. The only thing here that might be going... maybe this is why he made this decision to go to Doppelganger. He's thinking since Fran hasn't finished yet, Fran hasn't gone here. And has gone to the other blue locations. And is coming here now at this time. So he's thinking, I gotta go here first and beat her to the punch. But it's just not the blue you're looking for, my guy. There's only one place for you to go now. So Fran really needs to put this away on this attempt. Because Yi has a teleporter to Glacial Tomb. I mean, once he gets that Dimension Shift drop, he is a minute away from being done. He's going to own Dom with Void Ray from a distance. No risk of dying. He has healing. He's going to standstill Aqua Stream Bale and kill it within a minute of spawning in. So, like, I mean, he's going to be... once he gets the Dimension Shift... he's going to win. He's gonna get there in like 3 minutes or so, and that might only be one more fight, depending on, you know, the reload time and all that. So Fran really needs to finish this off. I don't even know what attempt this is. This is like attempt 7, attempt 8. Okay, Yi's on the right track now. He's just gonna be at the mercy of RNG for the shard drops. Let's see if he skips the race game and goes straight to Silver Wolfman. I'm assuming he's not going to skip the race game. He is! Oh, yeah, there's a Silver Wolfman right here. Oh, he gets the drop on the first kill. What? This is absolutely incredible. Go to OSL, go to OSL. Waystone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls. BS RNG. What is going on in this scene? This is crazy. Okay, so he is going to come back and win this if Fran does not finish this off right now. Oh, what are you doing, my guy? You don't need the healing. You don't need it. You don't need it. Oh, no. Okay, he's selling? Oh, what is he doing? Oh, Fran! No! Keep calm. It could very well be that Yi thinks the other players are stuck. An hour and a half in, when you have all this stuff and you've just found the answer, and nobody else is finished yet, after you've taken a pretty costly death, after you've unfortunately died on your first, and that death was on your first routing choice, and you think you're already behind, if you've already wasted the time to go to Doppel for that extra blue, you might think the other people are just stuck, and then you have time. But unfortunately, he doesn't know this. He doesn't have time. Fran's closing in on victory here. Like, she just has to not get hit, and he's not going to have a chance to finish this off. Especially taking all this time in the shop. What's going on here? Oh no! What is going on? Yee, my guy, just go. Just go. And Fran's going to close this out. Oh, she has no help. Oh, and there it is. Fran on the kill she needed to make sure she closed it out on. She clutches it out with 16 HP, finishing with a time of 141.57 real time. What a race! Oh man, they made it interesting at the end. Yee, unfortunately, just... What is he in this menu vortex for? I mean, it's tough to say if he would have been able to get the purple drops in time going to OSL, but I mean, he's been in these menus for like at least 2 or 3 minutes now. And I don't know why. Like, he's got glasses, he's already made rice balls, like, and he has standstill. So like, his boss kill is free. And honestly, Void Ray is the best thing to farm Kamikaze with by far. So, you know, even if it's not on Haganetti and it's on Kamikaze, or it's on, you know, Carpenter, Void Ray is one of your best options. Well, congrats to Fran. She played amazingly well up until the end there. But, I mean, given the resources at her disposal, you can't blame anyone for not being able to finish off Dom and Bale, you know, with what was available. And she still got it done. Like, through hell or high water, she figured out a way to get it done. Especially clutching it out at the end there. So, well-deserved victory for Fran, showcasing all the amazingly cool routing options you have in this game. You don't have to just go up into DCC. You can go underground all the way over, get up with the chair. Like, that was awesome. You know, I totally forgot that was even a thing. And, you know, it ended up paying off in the end. And farming those blues, there's racers like her and myself where we farm blues a little bit more. We gamble on finding Accelerator to try to give ourselves an edge over the people that have some of the better combat, some of the better evasion. And it definitely paid off. Like, having Accelerator early, if he gets that Accelerator a little bit earlier, okay. He doesn't have Aegis Plate? I swear he had Aegis Plate. It was in the room below the teleporter, and did he forget he has Aegis Plate? Wasn't Aegis Plate in the room below the teleporter in Glacial Tomb? Yee, my guy, check your armor real quick. I think you have it. Oh, this is why he was stuck in the menus. We're gonna switch audio here. This must be why he was stuck in the menus. He wanted all this healing to get through this without Aegis Plate, but Aegis Plate, I think, was in the room right below the teleporter and tomb, which there's no way he didn't check that.
I mean, I've kitted out to all hell.
Yeah, he's definitely right. He has all the items, for sure. Oh, he doesn't have his music on or sound on? Yeah, okay. We'll reduce volume then. But wow, oh my goodness. He could have won this race. He definitely could have won this race. I think if he would have stuck with the route that he died on, and then if he just made sure to farm all the blues, like, which he ended up doing anyway, I think he would have won. I really do. Also, going for Doppelganger when there's 2 blues and Tiny Huge, that was probably the mistake that ended up costing him in the end. Like, all that time back, also forgetting Aegis Plate, like, all that, if you get all that time back, I think that he probably wins, because he has all of the stuff to invalidate the boss fights, which is where Fran was stuck. So he's going to clean it up from here. It's free for him to go ahead and beat the game from here. And man, if we have a chat after this, he's going to be kicking himself on some of the decisions, you know. But I you know, thinking through all of the stuff that he decided to do, as I sat there and thought about it, you know, and I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, I do understand why he made a lot of the decisions he made. They just unfortunately didn't work out, but that's what randomizers are. You know, you make gambles, and sometimes they don't they don't come up aces for you. So, but still well played. I mean, you know, big ups to not like just forfeiting after taking that death, that pretty costly death. I think it cost him 3 or 4 minutes probably. Like, but you know, staying calm, you know, making adjustments, sticking with it, and he's probably going to get second here because I think if Matheus doesn't have, if he's not killing Bale right now, he's going to basically obliterate it in 2 seconds once he gets in there. Dom's going to go down very quick. He's got infinite MP, he's got Void Ray, he's got high intelligence gear, he's got healing, so there's no way she's going to kill him. He's also got the shield weapon and throw spear, which does a ton of physical damage. And then he's going to just instantly kill Bale with standstill aqua stream, infinite MP. Oh. Oh, he didn't go all the way to... He didn't fight. Okay, I thought he went all the way to Glacial Tomb, but he didn't. Okay, that makes way more sense to me then. Alright, that makes way more sense. So basically what happened was, I thought you went all the way to the tomb. I thought, because when he was down here before, I thought he went all the way to the tomb. And I guess he just didn't go to the tomb because he didn't want to fight Valpar or whatever his name is, the casino man. Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay, so the reason he got caught in the menu vortex is he needed the healing to be able to get through that without Aegis Plate, and Aegis Plate is actually right down there below the teleporter room. So, unfortunately, the correct decision there was to fight the idiot with the poker chips, and if he would have done that and had Aegis Plate, he might have actually pulled it off, even with the decision to go to Doppelganger, because he would have saved all that time in the menus, and he might have been able to get down here quick enough to just nip Fran on the last kill there. But it looks like he's going to finish probably about 10 minutes behind. I know, Fran, I commentated you taking it. I had no idea what you were up to until I saw the chair go, woo, forgetting that it was even possible. But yeah, like, you totally big galaxy brained me too, and I was like, why are you farming blues after you got Accelerator and Craftwork? That's why you're farming blues. I was like, are you looking for Standstill? Why are you doing Accelerator race game for Standstill? And it's like, no, you need Craftwork to get into OSL, dummy. So like you got me too. So the routing was great. The one thing I was gonna say is the one thing I mentioned in the commentary was that I thought that once you got to Dom Bale and you died a couple times with no one else finishing, I think you probably could have went, wait, nobody else is even here. I can just take the fight slower, save my MP for Aqua Stream probably, and like take less damage, use Accelerator to make sure I don't get hit, and just slow roll the fight even if it's like a 5 or 6 cycle, and you would have, won. Yeah. So I think like that, outside of that, I think that, like you played pretty much perfectly. I think that if somebody would have went Reflector Ray up into, and actually Yeehaw did Reflector Ray up into upper DCC, he just unfortunately died before he could get to the key item check. Can you get up that last room with Reflector Ray? I don't even remember if you can. But I figure what he would do is like go up there, open the floor shortcut, and then go down and do everything else. But when he took the death, he took a minute to think, and he put himself a little bit further behind there too. And I think he would have taken that route and not died. He might have had enough time to catch up And like, because with him being kitted out, his fight was basically free there. Yeah, when you didn't go to train, I was like, what Galaxy brain play is this? Do you just sense it's not there and just know? And it wasn't. It wasn't there. Train in vain. So, yeah, orphaning Valak turned out to be correct. Not going to train turned out well. Train had Jeebel's glasses, but yeah, yeah, you had to do bloodless. Yeah, so but I still think even if he like goes up, doesn't die, goes through the first bit, opens the shortcut and comes down, doesn't have to think. Like that might have been enough time, and then to actually like make it really close. Well, it looks like Matheus had got high jump, so he fought Albert. Yeah. I think you get less elo if you forfeit. I don't know. I've forfeited a lot in my day, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it was all about craft work. Good games, everybody. That was a blast to cast, I must say. If you watch it back, you'll see like me go like 6 or 7 different times when I'm like, oh, that's why they did this. I totally spaced on why they're doing it. And then when Yi found, I was like, he needs to go to train now. And then if he finds glasses, and then goes to back to Tiny Huge for those 2 blues instead of the 1 blue, it could be on. But I thought also that he fought himself all the way to Tomb, and then he had the teleporter, but I guess he didn't. So that's when he got stuck, needing all the healing to get through and everything. Yeah, so I've forfeited a bunch of races, but it was before I ever won a race, so I had no elo anyway. Now that I've won a race or two, I don't forfeit anymore. But I think before you like win or get second place in like a more than 2-person race, it doesn't really matter if you forfeit all that much. Because when you win or get second place, you take a bunch of points. I think I went from like 200 or 300 after forfeiting like 5 or 6 losses to like winning a race and going to 1200 or something like that. Yeah, Aegis was in the last armor spot below the Glacial Tune teleporter, which it's hard enough to pay attention to 2 people racing each other at the same time when you're solo and you don't have a second set of eyes and another brain to remember things. And I totally thought Yi had gone down and gotten the Aegis plate, and I was wondering like, why isn't he going to OSL? Why isn't he going to OSL? And it's because he had to go into those menus and get all that healing. Well, we got another race scheduled at midnight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to commentate that one, though, because I can't make that much noise. So, but if not, I will definitely play in it for sure. Oh. Well, if you got to go to work tomorrow morning, I would say go get some sleep, but if you don't, or if you can go in late or whatever. Yeah, now that I'm not on my crazy night schedule anymore, I'm able to do things like this, which is cool. But I'm also, have to find something else. So, who knows what that new schedule will be. But next weekend, we're going to have, maybe for the first time ever, potentially, a live Bloodstain race. Like 2 people on 2 setups across from each other. I don't know if I'll be able to stream it. Like, if we use my computer for one of them and there's good enough Wi-Fi in the building, maybe? I have no idea. But it's possible. I'm not promising it's going to happen, but it could. It could potentially happen. Yeah, I was going to say, you guys have a really tough weekend coming up next weekend of stuff to do. but week. I'm assuming you're going to get there a day or two before with everything, right? So like Wednesday, Thursday. Although it's closer to where your actual office is, right? It's not like you're traveling to a different state or whatever. Yeah, I'm bringing my. We're going. So I'm going to a convention that Yeehaw happens to be working, and I'm bringing my computer and controller. So I think he'll have at least one setup. I will have a second setup. My computer. Minimum. Maybe we'll have more than one. Who knows? And I don't know. Maybe if the place has good Wi-Fi and I can get my laptop on it, stream and play at the same time. My computer could definitely handle it. It's a pretty powerhouse laptop, but. But I mean, we'll have some drinks. The arcade is open 24/7 from what I saw on the schedule, so it all depends on how busy he is. If he can take an hour and a half, who knows? We might be able to pull it off. I don't know. Not like I said, I'm not promising anything, but it could happen. There's potential. So we're definitely gonna hang out. But I don't know if we'll be able to get Bloodstained in, but we might be able to. Oh man. How close are we? Oh, we're only an hour away from the next race, huh? Okay, well. I think I'm going to try to calm that one too as well, but I'm just going to have to be quieter. That's all. I won't be able to pop off like I did during this one. I'll have to pull the mic in down low and underneath and... Yeah, the cursed route. Cursed route. Oh, man. Well, I can turn the chat on. Oh, there it is. I need to recreate all my slides, switching computers. The most bespoke route. Yeah, I mean, that was wild. Like, I'm like, what? Go over to DeCabria? Okay, but then the Waystone's gone. But then, like, are Waystones in the shop? They were after the second one was found, for sure. But, like, I was like, finding that first Waystone, is that put in the shop? Did she break one with, and recraft with Alcast? Like, because I'm watching both, trying to track both, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know about going this far without being able to teleport out. And then it was like, chair. I'm like, oh yeah, chair. I haven't seen this since I first started playing. Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to clip up this real quick. So I have a spot to where I know how to highlight it so I can export it and all that. But yeah, if anybody's checking this out after the fact on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I've got a couple videos on Bloodstain just in general. So like, randomizer, primer. I think I have one on like some of the best farming spots for Max Chaos. In that randomizer primer, I take you through pretty much the whole castle, like kind of explaining a lot of general stuff. And like the different flags, options, and all that. So if you want to check on any of that, get involved. Check those out. There's a permanent link for the Rando Discord in the description of those. I also have some races I've casted. I also have some races do I have any races I played in? I don't know. There's other Bloodstained videos on there. You can check those out on the channel as well. And when we get more information about a potential 2024 tournament, we'll definitely share that. I would recommend joining the Discord. That's where all the discussions are had. And yeah, that's where we all hang out. So come join us over there, and we'll see you hopefully in the next race, which will be the final 1.4 race, being recorded in about an hour from when this is finishing up. So check that out as well. And I may be playing in that one, I may be commentating in it, not sure yet, but you'll find out when I post that video as well. So thanks guys, see ya in the next one.